I'm Dr. Rick Wilson from Rice University, and this is Politricks. In the United States, women make up over half the population. Yet as of 2012, women made up only 19% of Congress. Now, it isn't that women are barred from political office or from voting. The 19th Amendment to the Constitution took care of that almost 100 years ago. It isn't that women are less effective than men. A lot of research suggests exactly the opposite. Why then aren't there more women in legislatures? Well, stereotypes matter for voters, and recruitment matters for getting women to run, and a variety of structural variables have been shown to hinder women from running for office. Well, new research appearing in the American Journal of Political Science by University of Pittsburgh political scientists Kanthak and Woon demonstrates that women are more election averse than men. Women, while well suited for public office, opt out of the electoral process much more so than men. Now, to reach this conclusion, Kanthak and Woon carry out a series of experiments. In the first part, men and women are given the same task in which they have to add up 5 two-digit numbers. They can solve as many addition problems as they wish in a limited period of time, and they're paid for each correct answer. This gives them some sense of their own ability, but they learn nothing from the other people in the experiment. You might think that men are better at this math task than women, but they're not. On average, there's no difference between the sexes. In the second part of the experiment, subjects are randomly assigned to a group and are asked if they're willing to volunteer to act for the group. One person is randomly chosen from the volunteers, and everyone in the group repeats the addition task. This time, each individual earns 2/3 of their money from the number of correct responses by the randomly chosen volunteer, and 1/3 from their own correct answers. This part of the experiment is designed to check the confidence of subjects and to see if it discriminates between the sexes. Well, it doesn't. Both men and women volunteer 80% of the time. In the last part of the experiment, everyone is randomly assigned to a group, and subjects declare whether they want to be elected to act for the group. Those who declare they want to stand for election go through a short campaign, and in one setting, they can even send a brief message to everyone in their group. Again, everyone goes through the addition task and paid 2/3 of their correct answers by the person who was elected, and 1/3 from their own correct answers. Kanthak and Woon find that in a competitive election setting, 78% of the men choose to run, while only 60% of the women compete for the office. The competitive process of running for election appears to drive out women. In this very simple experiment, competent women volunteer to work for the group at the same rate as men. However, when faced with an election, many of those same women withdraw. Not so for the men. Even the least competent men are willing to compete for office. Well, this study helps us understand why there's such an imbalance of women in politics. Running for office is very costly. It not only requires that a candidate raise a lot of money, but it also is personally costly in terms of time and energy. The competitive nature of running for office leads many women to opt out. Losing highly competent and skilled citizens who could be excellent public officials is a threat to democracy. Urging a woman to run for public office may be enough to overcome this dislike for political competition.